Give me a second, y'all. I'm checking the sound and everything, making sure it's live. Y'all can hear everything, and my internet is not acting crazy. You know what? We're gonna change it to 1 minute. You could be a subscriber for 1 minute and comment. All right, let me check the sound real quick, y'all. Okay, we're good. Let me just mute that until I need it. Then I'm gonna close this because I need my natural light to come through, and my laptop screen is like sitting right in front of my window, so it kind of blocks it. Okay, before I even get into anything, I'm gonna do the sound bowl for a minute. So I'm gonna turn the music down for a little bit, just a few seconds, and get into the sound bowl so we can ground. A lot of energies come in soon as you hit that live button. So whenever you see this, take this moment to just ground whatever energies you're dealing with, whatever you've dealt with in the day thus far. That can get loud. That's what I meant to warn as well, that can get pretty loud. Okay. I didn't do it for as long as I usually do, but because I just thought about it, like, oh, I didn't warn you guys that could get kind of loud. So I came today because usually I would come on Tuesdays and do the all signs what to expect. But I've been getting pulled back from that, and I just have to honor it. But I have been channeling in other ways, and I guess more collectively. Now, the downloads and things that I did get for this came in like sections and categories, like career, love. So I would try to timestamp it in that way. Um, it's not super organized, or so that's why I say I would try to categorize it in that way. But the way that I'm going to go through these, I'm just going to read them in each section, and we'll pull cards for that section, clear it out, and then move on to the next section. Okay. The only question that I posed to spirit for this reading was, what is unfolding for us right now? What is unfolding in the collective right now, what to expect during this time, during this period. So it still serves as a what to expect reading. All right, so I'm going to get into it and just share the downloads that I have with you guys. I'm not going to wait for like people to come in, because it is like, I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, so whenever you guys see this, okay? One of the biggest downloads that I got is that something snaps into place. Okay, something finally snaps into place. And what this does is it turns the tide on a long awaited decision. And the answer that somebody comes to is the point at which they begun. So, for example, let me try to give an example to like make that make sense even more. Is like somebody who, say for instance, was starting their own business, and they didn't have all the information, they didn't have all the keys. So they were going to like outsource that information, right? They're getting mentors, they're getting coaches, they're taking courses, etc., etc. And this could have been a process. This is why I'm saying a long awaited decision, because this could have been a process that took years. And it feels like this week something finally snaps into place. And the answer, though, that you receive is, I think, not what you thought it was going to be. Like, you thought it was going to be something that you didn't know, or like some new information that somebody else is going to give to you, a key through somebody else. But a lot of people, something is going to happen this week where that realization is the very point at which you begun. It's like, it's where you like, let's go back to the example, right, of like the business, right? Somebody who was starting a business. Let's go back to that example. And say for instance, you had like this inkling, this intuitive nudge to do it a certain way, but you were not confident in that, right? You haven't had experience. It's your first business. And So you start outsourcing that, right? You start asking for help. You know, asking for advice. You go get the coaches and things. What I'm picking up on is somebody who sometime this week it snaps, and it snaps into place, and the clarity that you receive, whether it comes through an aha moment internally with yourself or through someone else, but that answer still reflects what your intuition had first told you. You already knew. Like you already had the answer. So for a lot of people, sometime this week is going to serve as a full circle moment. And the answer that you receive is the answer you had all along. It's the answer you begun with. You just weren't confident in it. You know, you felt inexperienced or whatever it is. It could be a multitude of reasons, right? But for whatever reason, you didn't feel confident in that intuitive nudge about the thing. You thought that you had to outsource more information, or that there were people who were more experienced, and it could have seemed that way. And this also picks up on just a lot of the programming that's breaking down. There are tons of, like, and when I say programming, I mean mental programming and codes that we just run off, and codes that literally work against us to have you think that something outside of you knows more than that higher self, or that intuitive nudge that you're getting that feels so right, but you doubt it because you don't have the receipts, or you don't, you know, like your external doesn't match what you're feeling inside. And if it's anything that we know, is that the outside takes time to catch up, you know, like it's a lag, right? You could feel it instantaneously, but there can be a lag in the 3D, right? Because the energy just moves differently. So I got that. And this section, I don't know what this section is. Like when I came back to get like the title for this section, it was just like for those who feel like things aren't happening, right? And the next message that connects to what I just said, right? And I didn't make this connection until after, but the one that connects to what I just said is, some of y'all are feeling like, and I was in this too, but some of y'all are feeling like, okay, let me just read it. It says, you're not missing anything. It will come in like quick flashes of lightning. In parentheses, I put insight. I'll tell you why. And then it says, quicker than you think. Quicker than you think the energy is possible. The change is already underway. It does not look different. This is it. So, and this can be in reference to career too. So when I went back to this, what this is referencing is people who are in shifts right now, and it feels slow, it feels stagnant, it feels lulling, like, you know, it feels like you're in a transition. I like to call it a birthing canal. You know, like you're waiting to be born. You know, you're waiting for that new thing to push through, but in the meantime, you're kind of just oscillating between. And you might be thinking like, oh God, grounded, spirit grounded, because this one is gold. Like this download is gold. You might be thinking that this period should have looked different. The way that you were going to attain something, or the channel that you were going to take, you may have been thinking it looked different. Hey Emmy, how are you? Thank you for coming in. You may have thought it was supposed to look different, but whatever transition you're in right now, like this is the shift. This is what spirit. So that's a message to be in the present. Your shift does not look different. You're in it right now. This is how it's supposed to look. I'm good, Emmy. Thank you. This is how it's supposed to look. And now I'm hearing, and the sooner you can accept that, the easier it will be. The sooner you can accept that, the easier it will be. Now, there's this fear of like missing out energy. That's why they say you're not missing anything. Okay, you're not missing anything. The insight and the moment where things snap, that's gonna come in like a quick flash of lightning. And it was crazy when I was channeling for this. It was a thunderstorm going on. When I got that, a lightning bolt hit directly in front of my house, and I had a family member who was on their way here in their car, and they confirmed it. They were coming into the neighborhood, and the lightning bolt had struck right by their car. So it was, and I'm right in the front of the development, so it was right in front, right in me, exactly. So it was right there. So it's gonna come in like a flash of lightning, just quick. And that's Uranus energy too. And where's Uranus? In Gemini right now. The mind, insights, quick flashes of insight. So the change is underway. The change is, you're in it. Like, the transition is in it. And if you thought you were going to look different, excuse me, if you thought that this process was going to look different, that is a part of the lesson right now. Like, that's a part of the work. That's a part of the surrender, is realizing. And that's also Uranus and Gemini. It's like there's so many ways, okay? There's so many ways that things can play out. There's so many perspectives. There's so many different realities unfolding, right? Because the realities start in the mind, right? We build it in the mind. And that's what Gemini is. It's our learning mind. So if you're in that energy of feeling like things are not happening, you're in the moment. Like, you are in the present moment. And also, if that is paining you, if that's, you know, causing you to ache and feel like you're missing out on something, Spirit needs you to ground into the present moment. You're too far into the future. Okay, so you could be picking up on something. I guarantee you are. A lot of people are picking up on their future selves right now and the lives that they're going to be building. And you're going to be closer to that version of yourself February 2025. Why? Because that is when Saturn and Neptune finally conjunct. Right now, they are in a very loose, they're dancing around each other, and they just went retrograde. But February 2026 is when they go exact, and that's when you're going to see it. So you are feeling it. You are feeling it, and you're being asked to trust it before you see it, before you have evidence of it. And part of that, so we're getting inklings of that because they're dancing around each other all year, all the way up until this conjunction. We're getting inklings of it. So this is why you're being asked to trust before you can see it, because when it comes, like, I see some people in retrospect being like, oh, wow, like, I see what was going on in this process, this retrograde season that we're in right now, and we're about to go into eclipse season. Okay, amethyst crystal might be very important. I know I use amethyst all the time. I sleep with amethyst under my pillow. The dreams are popping. Like, all right, so amethyst, Solomon. Okay, now I was told to deliver this with responsibility, okay? The Solomon seals, okay? I got Solomon keys, and then in parentheses it said only for the disciplined. So it's only, this message is only going to resonate for a few, and that's good, because if you know anything about the Solomonic seals or anything like that, you have to be disciplined for that work. You have to not lead with ego or think that it's, you know, you really have to do your research. And again, you have to be disciplined in the work, okay? But that did come up. So whoever that's for, that message is going to activate something within you. If it doesn't, it's not for you right now, and that's okay. You know, those are very powerful tools. Okay, that's why I'm saying that. Okay, so if that activates something within you, the Solomon seals, the Solomonic keys, the major and minor keys, and you feel called to delve more into them, then this is your activation. Okay, so that's for the discipline. All right, I got my Kipper cards out here because I want to get a little specific too, and some oracles. I'm going to pull oracles for each section. That's wrapping up that section, but I'm going to pull some Kipper cards and see what our what's happening, kind of get some literal things coming out here, maybe some mundane things coming out here for y'all. All right, and I'll give y'all the numbers too, in case, you know, I'm a numbers girl. All right, we have a meeting. Let me get 5 Kipper cards. Give me 5 Kipper cards, Spirit, that are relevant for these individuals for the week ahead. You have a rich girl. Okay, again, I'll give y'all the numbers on these. I'll read the numbers. I like to break them down too. So I'll give you both versions, the double-digit number and the broken down number. Okay, hold on. Take them in order because that matters with these. You have legal matters. Okay, and you did have rich girl. So, okay. What's this one? Oh, wow. You have the court with the number 23 next to legal matters. So definitely something, a lot of you might be having something quite literal with the courts or dealing with something official, right? Paperwork. It can be something delivered to you. Guys could be meeting about something like this, especially if, okay, and that's the last one. And you have the good Lord. especially if you know that you're dealing with something pertaining to like legalities or something of the sort. Okay, the numbers that I have out here, let's get those out. So you have 4, 12, 3, 3 again, 30, 23, 5, and 5 again. So we had we had a couple repeating numbers in there, 3 and 5. Okay. Like I said, if you're dealing with something legal, I don't necessarily feel like you could be hurting, but like you could get something, but you could also have to give something. That's what I'm getting with this. It's almost like a compromise. So some of you could be going through, yeah, that resonates. Some of you could be going through some type of like negotiations this week. Mercury is retrograde. It's literally the time for negotiating and renegotiating terms and getting better terms. Some of you are finding loopholes within contracts or finding easier ways to do something, and that's literally what I was talking about. Like, you know what? Let me give another example for that too while I'm pulling on this, since it's coming back up. The energy where something snaps into place and you it turns the tide on a long-awaited decision. For some of you, the information that you were given by people that you were trying to outsource information from, it was, you know, do I want to say purposely wrong? For some of you, it was purposely wrong, but for some people are even unaware that they gatekeep. So it was some type of like gatekeeping energy for some of you. It was, you know, like, I mean, you know how that works. You try to break into a certain industry or anything, a certain type of field, a new hobby, a new group or something, and you have those people who feel like they just run the thing and you got to get through them and you got to get your information from them and you got to do it how they did it. And so that's what I mean by a lot of people coming full circle this week, realizing like, wait a minute, I never had to do it that way. Like, I could have just did this and I didn't need the certificate. I could have just boom, boom. Okay, so however that fits for you. And literally that's the programming breaking down. That's that Mars hitting that South Node in Virgo too. All that facts and logic and having to be by the system all the time. You know, a lot of people are starting to trust that North Node in Pisces and flow. So here we have Kane with life force energy. All right, and this is the spread I'm pulling and pertaining to that energy that I just talked about. Like I said, this is for those who feel things aren't happening. Everything else they were able to break down very specifically, like love for singles. I have messages for you. Love for those of you who are in couples, like in a relationship. I have messages for you, and I also have career messages. So everything else was broken down like that. This was the only section. So Kanye though, okay, with the life force energy here. I don't know why this is reminding me of the Solomon message. So again, for those of you who feel activated by those Solomon messages that I gave, or just really one message, oh, okay, so it's just a message of activation. That's what I just heard. Yeah, make sure you're in the right mindset, you know, right mind, body, and spirit with that, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing going through the ringer. So I feel like that's for those of you who feel like you're coming full circle. You had the answer all along, but you had to gain some like life experience. You had to see that you had the answers, that there was nobody else that could. I mean, you gained experience and the wisdom helped you to see that although things may have looked like it could help you or it had more than you did, sometimes that spark within means so much more than all that external stuff. Okay, so you got Kanye out here, life force energy. Oh, let me also, I'm sorry, let me put my, wow, it is on silent. I don't like to have my phone on vibrate when I'm on live, because then when you go back and listen, it's like vibrating in the live. I didn't really notice that. What other messages, Spirit, for those in this bunch? Okay, oh my God, it's fucking crazy. Because I just talked about Mars coming up on the South Node in Virgo and how that pertains to this message. Doubt. It says, I release the need to know all the answers. Whoa, wait a minute, y'all. So I felt called. All of this is connected. So just follow me. I had felt called for this reading to have "Didn't You Know" Erica Badu instrumental playing in the background, and now the lyrics are starting to come to me. She says, "Ooh, I'm trying to decide which way to go. Think I made a wrong turn back there somewhere." So this is literally tying into the message, the full circle moment. I think the quote unquote wrong turn is the outsourcing of information and coming back to self, coming back to your path. I released the need to know all the answers. There was something about, that's what I mean, guys. That's what I mean about, you had the answers, you just didn't trust it. As the North Node matures in Pisces, we are all starting to really build that trust with ourselves, really believe in ourselves, not having, with the South Node being in Virgo, you're not supposed to have all the answers. That's the way the energy is right now. Okay, Virgo is about answers and analytics and breaking it down and every little detail. And the South Node is there. We have to move away from that. So this is very purposeful. So for those of you who were in that long awaited decision, oh shit, oh my God. And I just got another message about the court stuff. Those of you who were in that long awaited decision energy, part of it was Spirit didn't need you to have all the answers. Spirit didn't need you to have it all figured out and curated and every step mapped out for the next 5 to 10 years. Spirit didn't need all that. They just needed you to follow this nudge. Then it takes you there. Then, okay, cool. Follow this nudge. Then a little bit more opens up. Then it takes you to the next point. Then, okay, whoa, now I'm meeting somebody here. Let me follow this nudge. Like, sometimes that's how it works, you know? So, that's dope. And if this message resonates with you, then use that affirmation. I release the need to know all the doubts, or just when you are feeling unsure. Now, while I'm shuffling this deck up, I'm gonna get a few oracle cards out of here, and then we're gonna move to the love messages. As I was looking back at the court thing, something's gonna come full circle for those of you. There is gonna be like an answer or a judgment around something legal. Okay, and from what I'm seeing here, like, it looks good at most. What I see, and you know, it's not any type of advice or anything like that, but at most what I see is that it's going to have to be some type of like balancing out or compromise. So where it could look like, yes, you're getting something, or you're off the hook with something, but you have to give something. Okay, it could be like monetarily. Okay, so that could be very specific. I know everybody's not going through that. Other messages for this bunch. Oh, I forgot these have numbers on them too. So now we have the number 7. You have herbal craft, regeneration, plant medicine, caretaker, and bloomer. This reminds me of the Kane energy here. So a lot of you, yeah, a lot of you are, that regeneration energy is exactly what I was talking about in, I don't know, a bunch of videos that I've been posting recently about that reclaiming of self, which is what that Mercury and Leo is doing. And y'all know we're about to have the Leo new moon in 2 days on the 24th. So, oh man. There's something very important about plant medicine, about herbs, for those of you who are listening, because even Kane, the crown that he's wearing is made out of like an herb or something like that, and it kind of resembles the ones on this card. If I could put that a little bit closer. See here, herbs on there, and then his crown. Okay. And I did get a message, but that didn't come up until the love message about being out in nature, but that could definitely be for you guys. Caretaker also goes with that. Some of you doubted that you could take care of something, or that you would be the person to like get something done. And this is what I'm saying, like, okay, so Spirit is saying many of you feel that way. It's just in different roles, in different ways. Okay? I'm hearing I thought I was doing it wrong until you went out and outsourced information and saw like, nah, everybody's just out here doing the best they can. Like, you know, that's what this feels like. What else? I'm also seeing a sunflower. Okay, yeah, all these cards have something to do with the sun. They have something to do with plants. Now that I'm weaving these together, you can clearly see a sunflower in here. You can clearly see a sunflower. And the sun symbol, right, in astrology. And we're in what? Leo season now. Happy Leo season. Happy birthday, Leos. Forgot. All right, you have the number 11. Which is a master number that we don't usually break down in numerology. And it says songbirds. Listen, it says hex breaker, sound healing, final goodbye, and release. So yeah, this is a full circle. Look at the circle. And a release. A full circle moment. And what happens with a circle? That's 2 circles, by the way. What happens with the circle? Like you start at one point, and to close that circle, to go for full circle, excuse me, you have to end at the point at which you started. How did I start that message? That's literally what I'm feeling for those of you in that energy. I've also been seeing a lot of doors. I have been seeing doors, and the word entrance has been like sticking out to me for some reason. And I'm always into etymology, and entrance is like in trance. I never thought about that. Trance is in the word entrance. Like doors are passageways, doors are portals, you know. I never thought of that, and I'm still breaking that down. So if you have anything to offer or lend to that thought, like please share. But I'm seeing that here, like doorways, passages, entrances. All right, last card for this message, Spirit. The Kipper cards I'm gonna keep out through all the sections. Those are kind of like overarching messages that apply to everything. All right, last card for this one is the number 8, and it says hidden familiars, allies, natural assistance, divine support, and comfort. I like this because it feels like with this, oh my God, and look at the sun rising. There's another sun reference. There's another sun reference. And the number 8 is the Lionsgate portal, okay? Which is in what? Leo season. So you have a lot of sun references here. Now, I feel like with this has allies, natural assistance, and divine support. This is what you were looking for when you first started your journey. This, the allies, the natural assistance, and the divine support. Okay. Why is it different this time, right? They just paused me in that to give me more information. Why is it different this time? It's different this time because you're different, for one. That's why it's always different, because you've had life experiences, and you're not outsourcing information off of second guessing yourself. So you're not looking for validation, so to speak. If it's any information, it's something new. It's something that you're wanting to research or you're curious about. It's not seeking out people and individuals and outsourcing information to validate yourself. Oh, I feel insecure in this thing, or, you know, it's like, you know, honestly, something, one of my pet peeves, is like when people ask you questions that they already know the answers to. And it's like, why are you asking me this? Like, I can feel that you know the answer to this already, and you're just asking me because maybe you need an ego boost. Like, maybe you need somebody to, like, I don't know, like, or like, it feels like that. It feels like a lot of you are off that journey. You don't need anyone to tell you. Even if you were genuinely insecure about something, then Spirit took you through this journey so that you could secure yourself in knowing that you had the answer. So a lot of you, the career message is going to apply to you too. Okay. So let me clear this out. And we're going to get into love messages. The Kippers are, like I said, the Kipper cards I'm going to keep out. This in there. Make sure my okay, we're good. But you know what? I have been feeling with this Mercury retrograde, it's not been as That's what I was saying. I hope y'all watched that video because it's not been as, I would say, as cliche as like a Mercury retrograde. It's actually been it's very internal. It's very internal. So I'm curious as to how like y'all have been feeling the Mercury retrograde, if you've been feeling it, or if you know where it's retrograding for you. It helps if you know like what house or what area of life is affecting more. I don't know what I was trying to say. So you should check the house that Mercury naturally rules, and then the house that is in for you natally, the house that is transiting in for you right now, and the houses that you have Gemini and Virgo in. So it'd be 4 places that you're checking for that. Okay, I'm gonna get into the love downloads. Let me just get this together and get that energy organized. Okay. Let me get some water and I'll get into the love messages. And a little timestamp. Oh my God. This water been so good. All right, let me get a little timestamp because for these, it's hard to find like where I change subjects and stuff. Okay. This part of the love message is going to be for singles. So I'll tell you when I get into the ones for those of you who are coupled or dealing with somebody, I guess. All right. So for singles, what I heard, I think I have like 3 solid messages for y'all. 3 very clear messages that came through. The first one, give up that story. So they're referencing a specific story you keep telling yourself or you keep rerunning, or there's some, what I get, the feeling of it is some nostalgia that's running on replay. Okay? And send, so let me say it all together. Give up that story and send your mind to new places. So they're talking about through imagery. They mentioned art. I had a vision of someone walking through a museum. Okay, I'm gonna put this all together. Let me give you the next one. They said, sit outside in nature or in beautiful settings because you need to believe in magic again. And nature is the best testament of that. Okay, let me give you the last one. They also said you can't be caught or trapped by the same past energy. By the same past energy, and that you have to trust that you are past that. All of this is connected. Okay? So essentially, like, if you're having trouble getting out of the loop of nostalgia that plays in a lot of people's minds when it comes to love and past lovers and things like that, they want you to get yourself into beautiful settings, into like outside. I envisioned like an outside garden. It was like full of lavender, you know? Even if you just like literally put that on your TV. It's so many damn free like soundscapes and like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all know I put links into the thing all the time of the songs and the things that I'm watching on the screen in the background, and then just let that take you places, you know? They want you to be and wander again. Wander, like childlike wander again, because that's literally the energy of love. That's the energy of love. What? When did I ever have that ringtone? Sorry, y'all. They want you to be in like this childlike wander again, so that you invite that energy in, or you know, it's not even like, don't do it to attract, like don't do it to invite the energy in. Do it because you love yourself. Do it because you want to get out of that old loop of nostalgia, of running that old story or that same story again. Okay. Yeah, and just nature being the best testament of magic, because it just is. Like, nature is magical. Nature heals itself. It, you know, it's just beautiful how it works, you know, and they just want you to be in that. okay? Or put yourself in different settings, or like romantic settings. I think art museums are romantic. Like they have like a romantic feel too. I love art museums. Okay. Yeah, and then those of you, let me go ahead and start shuffling your cards. I think these are very clear. Just feeling like you can't be, again, you, those of you in this energy might be rerunning these old stories because you're not trusting yourself enough to know that you've outgrown it. And that um, if that energy, if you ever come across that energy again, you'll be able to pinpoint it just like that. And you'll be able to protect yourself or go the other way or not even engage it. So there's a level of trust that they also want you to develop with yourself. And to calm your nervous system. So this is just coming in to calm your nervous system. So that's another reason they want you to get outside. Okay. What messages, what other messages do you have for these guys? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. It says forgive. So yeah, like that. Listen, I feel like they were very clear. This was one of the clearer sections that they gave me that I didn't have to like decode, was this single section. Forgive. And for a lot of you, it doesn't have to be that you are forgiving someone outside of yourself. For a lot of you, you need to forgive yourself because um, running that loop, it's almost like a punishment to yourself. You get what I'm saying? Spirit says you've decoded it enough. So remember, South Node is in Virgo. You've analyzed it enough. You've processed it enough. It's like, let it move now. Let it flow. Let it flow through you now. Okay? What else for this bunch? Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So definitely they want you to, this applies. They want you to, oh my God, look what's on the bottom of the deck. Forgiveness. What was the card that actually came out for you in the other deck? Forgive. How freaking aligned. Look at the colors. The sacral chakra, orange. So, because a lot of you, I get that a lot of you felt violated by something or someone that you dealt with in the past. Like you gave them your body, you were intimate with them, you shared sacred spaces, sacred things with them. And this card says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay, that's very deep, singles. It's very deep. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I wonder if some of you might go on a date to an art museum or take yourself on a date. What else for this bunch? What else for the singles? Spirit and this bunch. Go with these messages. What else do you have? Okay, that is the amount of cards I wanted to get. 3 came right out. All right, the first one is number 29. Or that can break down to master number 11 too. It says, drawing down the moon, divine feminine, source, channel, stillness. Yeah, stillness. They want you in nature. Drawing down the moon, maybe even sitting under the moon and nurturing that feminine energy within yourself. Remember, getting into your emotions, letting them flow. Getting out of like that Virgo energy of, having to, I think, analytically process things, right? And Virgo is Mercury too, just like Gemini, and it's retrograde right now. We gotta feel it. It's internal. We gotta get into the body, okay? And you're getting a lot of messages too, I feel. A lot of you might be getting a lot of downloads, a lot of intuitive messages. I'm hearing in the still of the night. So maybe at night. You also have the number 19, which also, okay, breaks down to 1. I'm sorry, that threw me. Number 19 breaks down to 1. It says Jin, wildness, enigma, service, choices. service sticks out to me too. And the mask cracking and the face coming, the woman's face coming from behind the mask really sticks out to me as well as Virgo energy. So there's heavy Virgo energy through this. That doesn't have to mean you're a Virgo or anything, you know. I like to look at it a little bit deeper than that. We have to, Mars is in Virgo right now. The South Node is in Virgo right now. This is the mask cracking that, whatever it is that you're running singles, okay, whatever it is that this loop, this nostalgia that you're playing or running through, you're not that anymore. Okay, or that energy was very caging. But it was safe, right? The mask can be safe, right? Because it can hide you, it can cloak you, people don't know who you are. But it's cracking. And so I love when it comes together. That's what just came together. So part of why you can't let it go, part of why you keep rerunning the loop is that you're not so much attached to, I guess, that person, but who you are, who you were in that relationship or in that whatever it was, who you were. So in having to let that relationship go or whatever it is, you know, call it whatever it was to you, and having to let that go, you're also having to let a version of yourself go. The version of you, whoever that was in that connection. Even if you don't consciously look at it that way, there's a part of you who is grieving that. And whatever type of security, whether it was healthy or not, that it brought you. Whatever type of comfort, whether it was healthy or not, that it brought you. Okay, what's that last card? Salamander. That's a good luck. That's a good luck card. That's a good luck animal. The number 23, which, oh shoot, you had 23 too on the court card from the Kippers. 23. So that's the third 5 out here. So you technically have 555 out here. Okay. It says Ouroboros, which if you don't know what that is, Ouroboros is that symbol of like the snake that's eating itself. It's eating its tail, right? Like infinity, and you know. You have creative work, infinite wisdom, and alchemy. This is also under the moon. This imagery, this illustration is under the moon again. There could be something that you're meant to tap into at nighttime. Like if you're getting messages or something, some of you, a way to get out of this energy, and not to get out of it, you need to be present with it. That's the main thing. You need to be present with it, not in the past with it. One of the ways that they're saying is that some of you are getting messages and it's happening a lot at nighttime, and they're giving you ways, or they want to give you ways to channel that energy, to put it into something creative. I don't know why with you guys, I am seeing art heavily. I'm seeing art museums. I'm seeing somebody painting. They mentioned art and imagery. So please, okay, tap into it. Okay, whoever the artist is that I'm talking to, like, tap into the art. Okay, put the pain into the art. Oh my gosh, if there's something that you keep replaying, the nostalgia reel, that's why I like to call it the nostalgia reel. I just coined that. Okay. Put that on canvas, put it somewhere, get it out of there so that it is out. It's out there into the world now. It can stop ruminating within you. Get it out. Okay. So I think that's all that I have for singles. Okay, that's all the messages that they gave me for singles. I do have messages for those of you who are coupled or in marriages or in some type of dealing with somebody else. Okay, it's a lot of different titles, right? So I have messages for y'all. Let me just clear this energy. Take the time to do that. Oh shit, the 23 came out twice, right? What's today's date? It's July 20. No, tomorrow's July 23rd. So July 23rd, okay, that could be very significant for someone. Because I'm just saying, okay, July 23rd could be significant. They just stopped me at the 23 card again. Like, wait, no, there was something more that we needed you to say. Like, and I'm like, oh, what is the 23? Got it. The number 23. Okay. They're also mentioning the name Jordan, right? Because that was Michael Jordan's number, but not Michael Jordan. They're mentioning the name Jordan. Okay. Um, all right. Clear that a bit. Sec. And then I'm going to get into the... I just have 2 more sections. I have the couples love messages. I'm just going to call it that because I don't feel like naming all the different titles of loves. And career messages, which, remember, these career messages tie into that first message. So they are in, they go together. All right, let me get some water. And then we'll get into the couples love messages. I was hearing LMI's boot up after I said I was about to get into the couples love messages. That's why I chuckled. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do it the same way. Let me get through the messages because these are all connected to... yeah, so let me just get through them, then we'll pull cards and connect everything too. All right, so timestamp. I'm sorry, y'all. It makes it easier for me. I gotta get the timestamp. For one, let me just say what I was seeing because I think I had one vision with this, and I was seeing a cat, which I'm not a huge fan of cats, so wouldn't be like I'm a dog girl. So I saw a cat's tail though, in this motion, like standing up in like that slow wave. So like I said, I'm not a cat person, so I looked that up, and it was a couple definitions for that. One, I think, was curiosity, something that is curious about, you know, it's kind of looking, it's slowly engaging. And I think another one was it maybe, I think I might be misquoting this. It might be 2, okay? It might be that it was anxious, okay, and trying to calm itself or not bring attention to itself with the slow wagging, or that it was on guard. Okay, so that's like 3 different body language reads, and that was the message. So when I went through all of that, what came through was body language. So those of you who are coupled up in whatever way, whatever the title is, body language is so important because the messages that came through and that are going to connect is like somebody might be saying one thing, but their body language is telling a completely different story. Okay, and Mercury's retrograde right now, so communication is a little bit wonky. So now here's where it starts. I heard nervousness and or unsafety, question mark. Both come from the same place or wound, right? So somebody, whether this is you, I couldn't discern whether it was you or somebody that you're dealing with. Somebody's projecting their nervousness, okay? Somebody is projecting their nervousness because they're not okay, I'm going to frame it as them, but if it's you, flip it. All right, somebody's projecting their nervousness because they're not as comfortable as you are, or they're not as comfortable being seen as you are. Now, they're the way that they project this nervousness, okay, and when it came in, it was made clear to me that it is connected to Mercury retrograde, that you're noticing this or that this is happening. Okay, this person overcompensates. They compensate for this insecurity through irritation. Okay, so they seem really short. They're really irritable. They can be kind of fucking surly and mean. Honestly, the energy I was tapping into, it can almost be like an intimidation tactic, but not like I'm gonna beat you up, you know. Hopefully that's not it. I didn't pick up on that, but it could be an intimidation tactic of like, you know, don't get close to me. But they really want you to get close to them, but it's just don't get close to me, don't look at me. Like they have this fear of really being seen. Okay, but like I said, I feel like this Mercury retrograde, whoever's on the receiving end of that energy is seeing through it now. They're not just seeing somebody who's irritated or somebody who's like just brushing them off. They're seeing the insecurity. They are seeing like, oh shit, like you don't feel comfortable in this. Like, oh, you're not confident in doing that. That's why you treat me like, that's why you're acting like that. I'm not saying that is okay. All right. I'm just saying that somebody's having that aha moment. Somebody's having that realization. If it's not you, then somebody's having that realization about you. Okay. Um, and now, another thing that I got for couples, it could be related to this, but one thing I got for sure is that a lot of people in this energy are realizing you're not them and they're not you. Okay. Um, and oh my God, what was the meme? I meant to write it. I'm sorry. I have to grab that meme because it summed up what I was going to say perfectly. Oh, hold on, y'all. Please bear with me. Oh my gosh. If I can't find it, I'm just gonna have to quote it. Um Dang it. Let me see. It's okay. It basically says, I'll just post it after the live. But it basically says like the potential, okay? The potential that you see in another person is fake. It's an illusion. It's you projecting onto that person what you would do in that situation. That is exact. I just got chills. That's exactly what that message told me. Okay, so that you're not them, they're not you message, that quote sums that up perfectly. Okay, that makes it. I mean, like, what? How many times have we believed in like someone's potential, or they have potential, or I see it in them, I just know, and it's like, I mean, do they really, or like, or like, is that what you would do? Is that how you would behave in a situation? Now, what I did get with that, what was made clear to me, is that whoever is in the situation, whatever couple is in the situation, you can grow through it. You can grow through it, but it's going to require compassion and acceptance that we're different. We look at things differently. We are not, we come into this world as individuals, we leave as individuals. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not a believer of like 50-50 and making whole. Like, I'm a believer of whole and we come together and we're separate people, you know? Um, okay, so let's pull some cards on that energy and just see what else comes out. What other messages do you have in reference to this love message? Listen, King Neptune, sensitivity. It's exactly what you're picking up on. The nuances, the subtleties in someone's body language. Not just what they're saying, but how they're moving, how they're acting, how they're behaving. For some of you, I'm seeing someone like tuck their tail, like, they're cowering, and you see that for the first time. It's not the first time they have displayed this behavior, but because now everything's retrograde, we have this moment to reflect, to go within, to see things differently. So you're seeing that on the bottom of the deck is Amaterasu, no more hiding. I believe Amaterasu had a father wound, or it was either like a father or brother wound or something like that, where she went into the cave and hid. As I say that, I cut the deck, and Persephone is right there. And she hid herself away, or she was hidden away. So again, more thing. This is just more giving more credence to the message of like more is coming into the light. You're seeing something in a new perspective. Okay. King Neptune, sensitivity. I like this. And whoever it is that is the nervous person in the couple, in the marriage, in the relationship, whatever it is, I think this is a big breakthrough moment for them too, but they also have to recognize where they're projecting. Okay, what else? What else, Spirit? Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. This is why the person cowers, okay? This person feels a lot of judgment, or they judge themselves, or they've been judged very heavily. I feel like that is an energy with Amaterasu as well. Like, she was judged. Okay, and let me just really quick, like, why not look it up? We're here. Amaterasu, real quick. Okay, yeah. So it says just the quick one because you know I don't want to read through everything, but it says Amaterasu is known for her beauty and brilliance and is considered the ancestor of the Japanese imperial family. You can see the Japanese influence. It says a prominent myth involves her hiding in a cave, plunging the world into darkness, and being lured out by other deities. So yeah, I think she was like um I don't know, like an heir or something, and something like happened with that where she had to like go into the cave or go into hiding, or she was shunned into hiding or something like that. Here it is. Tells of her hiding in a cave after being angered by her brother Susanoo, the storm god, and his disruptive behavior. Got it. Bingo. That's the key. Okay. So and bingo, like that goes with the message. But whoever this is that you're dealing with, or if it is you, it's a wound of someone who was ultimately, I mean, for lack of better words, bullied. And it's like you see that come out through their lack of courage or through their um I just keep seeing somebody just get lower and lower into themselves, and they might not literally do that, but that's how you could view their behavior now, through a new lens. Okay. And look at, and that takes me back to what the judgment card says. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, and so I don't think spirit wants you to, if you're the one supporting this person, I don't think they want you to do their work, so to speak. There is a way, which takes, spirit is bringing me back to that message of being 100%, you being 100%, them being 100%, and coming together, not 50 and 50 making 100. Spirit is bringing that back, bringing me back to that message to say there is a way that you can support them while still being whole, while not being all consumed by it, and them too. All right, you have the number 12 or 3. There's another repeating number, 12. So you had 23 out here twice. Okay, 23 out here twice. Now you have 12 out here. Again, different decks, completely different decks at that. Okay, the number 12 or 3 says levitation, higher ground, belief, mastery, and meditation. This could be something that this definitely goes with sensitivity too. Some of you could be tapping into like what am I trying to say, active spiritual practices with a partner, right? Like doing a yoga class together, or doing, I don't know, tapping into tantra or whatever the thing is. Some of you might be delving into that with this person, or delving into healing methods with this person. I see the flower of life back there, a lotus flower. Some of you are going to introduce this person to something, or the person that you're dealing with is going to introduce you to something that's going to be healing, that is going to be helpful in this healing. And the number 3 is out here too. This could involve like a counseling or a therapist or something like that as well. And as I say that, oh my God, I said the number 3 is out here, and I just peeked down at the bottom of the deck, and Bridget is down there, and it says 333. Okay. What else? The number 23 came back out. The salamander, Ouroboros, creative work, infinite wisdom, and alchemy. Yeah, helping them to alchemize these feelings or this pain. Number 23 coming out again. 12/23 could be somebody's birthday. Okay. Or an important date for the 2 of you or one of you. I'm hearing the day it all began. Okay, what's the last card for this message? And then we're going to get into career messages. Okay. Okay, 2 came out, so we will take them. You have the number 28. It says Belladonna Visions. Caution, guidance, clarity, stand firm. So I feel like, again, this is a message for someone who is the supporter of this energy. Okay? Caution, guidance, clarity, and stand firm. And let's just put this with it too, because this reminds me of the Ace of Swords. And if you know about the tarot, the Ace of Swords is clarity. So this is the number 16 or 7. It says telekinesis, influence, willpower, control, and obstacles. And again, telekinesis makes me feel like sensitivity card. I feel like you're going to be, whoever it is, you're going to be very sensitive to someone's body language, to all the things they're not communicating verbally, or vice versa, or mutually. Somebody's going to be keened into you like that. They're coming in with, okay, because one of these cards says caution, and, you know, they're coming in and saying, that's why they don't need you to help. They don't need you to come in and they're doing this. Be a puppet master. Try to control the situation or tell this person what they should do or what they have to do or do it this way. It's not going to be taken well, and the person is going to resist you. Or you're going to resist the person if it's you. This is more so, it's a lesson for both of you. It's a lesson for both of you. So it's a lesson for you to not try and carry it on your back and try and be the fixer and be the, you know, they don't want you to do that role. Just be there. Just be. So it's, wow, that just got deep. So it's a lesson for the both of you. Okay, because one of you feels like, oh, I gotta fix it. One of you feels like you're gonna go into fix mode. And remember, the South Node is still very close to Mars, so we're not in that. Okay, that's not gonna be taken well. Okay. Yeah. And they want you to really stand firm in that, and it can feel like tough love or something like that, but they really want you to stand firm in like your boundaries on that, not letting it consume you in that way. Oh my gosh, Cleo Soul just came on. Things will get better. Things will get better. It could even be like just playing music, like just, I don't know, that just came to me. If you know this person likes a certain artist or something, just playing their favorite song around the house or something like that. You know, they don't want you to go into hyper fixation mode, because there is shadow work that this person has to do. Okay, so that they stop projecting this stuff. And now's the perfect time to do it. We're in retrograde season. Okay, so that's what I have on that message. I'm gonna go ahead, clear this out, and we're gonna get into the last messages that I have, which were related to career, I think, mainly. And these messages definitely connect to that very first message that we had. Let me get some water. Okay. Let's get into career messages. All right, so I'm going to go through them, and we'll pull our oracle cards for them. Okay. They're all connected, so let's see. So I was seeing I'll start with that. I was seeing like a toy car, right? My son has like toy cars and stuff. So you know how back in the day where you used to have to put the toy car on like the racetrack and then you put it on there and it just like takes off. That's what I was seeing. I was seeing the motion of the car getting on like the automatic track and it just from there. The message I got was just get on the track. And it said you just gotta get out there. Okay. Then I'm gonna connect it all. Then after that, I saw a triangle. I kept seeing triangles, which made me think of alchemy. So I looked up the triangle in alchemy. It stands for, it represents rather, sulfur, mercury, and salt, which are also representative of the soul, the spirit, and the body. After I got that information, what came in was, and those things represent, those things represent the basic components of all matter. After I got that information, what came in was, you have everything you need. That's why that first message came in of just get on the track. Now that I'm thinking about it, all of these sections have had this overarching theme of the South Node and Mars. Mars's conjunction of, you can search for details for days. You can research for days and still never feel ready and still find something on launch day or whatever, the day you say you're gonna do the thing, still find something like, oh wait a minute, let me see, let me look this up, then let me look at it, then let me. So that message, and so this is, so if you're seeing triangles, okay, if you see triangles, that is confirmation. In alchemy, the triangle, sulfur, mercury, salt, soul, spirit, body, the basic components of all matter. When you see that, that is your confirmation that you have everything that you need. Get on the track. What do they mean by that? That's going to be different for everyone. For some people, that's going to be at this level on the track. For some people, it's going to be a smaller step. It doesn't matter. What they want you to do is do the first thing. Take the first tangible step, not the one that you keep conceptualizing and like, you know, visualizing and dreaming about. It makes you feel good and gives you the butterflies, but it never comes out of there and makes it into the 3D. You have to test it out. You have to try it. Okay, so and yes, we're in a Mercury retrograde. We're in a lot of retrogrades right now, but life doesn't stop. This is the time of like reflection and actually trying things out, especially when it comes to things like information, technology, if that applies to you, being online. Okay, so let's pull on that. Let's see. I think this one was very clear too. And literally, alchemy is just working with the natural elements and like changing form. So you have Hecate or Hecate with past life healing. South Node is past life as well. So some of you, what this is telling me is that you're getting out of habits from the past, like old ways of working, old ways of doing things, slower ways, ways where you will overwork, ways where, again, like you were too uninvolved in like the small minor details, so much so that you couldn't get to like the bigger energy of something. It couldn't expand past the small details. Okay, you have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. This is dope. So yeah, something with that South Node really worked you guys out as far as career. I love that. I actually feel like you're over this hump. Like, and that's why you're getting this message now of like, okay, come on, you got to get on the track now. Not rushed. Like, nothing should feel like, oh my God, I got to go on. I'm going to miss my chance. That's not the calling. Remember, that's distraction. And what's for you is for you. It's always going to be for you. You know, it's just like, For those of you who keep feeling like, oh, I gotta wait for this sign, I gotta do this, I gotta get, this is your message. Especially if you're seeing that triangle, okay? I know that's a weird symbol, but it is what it is. What else, Spirit? Some of you are like an actor or something. I'm seeing like stage curtains or something. Okay. You have the number 3 with Banyan blessings, security, the hermit, expansion and stability. The hermit is Virgo in the tarot as well. Expansion and stability. Yeah, it feels like they want you to put some roots down. They want you to put some roots down there. They are instructing me to look up the banyan tree. Tree. Let's look at meaning. Okay, what do you guys want me to look up about it? The banyan tree represents a time of becoming self-aware through reflection, meditation, and a quieting of one's mind. Okay, and literally you can see the eyes on the tree are asleep. The sun is there, is helping something grow, is helping something take root, is nourishing something. I also get like a message of protection with this, like you are protected. Like the tree is asleep, the sun is still beaming on it, the sun is still there. And I think this is a message as I ponder on this and sit with this energy just a little bit more. This is also a message for you guys. Like for those of you who are afraid to slow down. See, I know that sounds like a contradiction here, right? But I'm not telling you to rush. What I'm telling you is that in 111, what I'm saying here, what I'm telling you, and I hope I'm being clear about, is that it's not about rushing. It's about trusting, okay? Trusting the slowness, the slowing down of the bad habits, the ones where you feel like you gotta overdo, you got overwork, I gotta grind, I gotta have 4 or 5 jobs, and I gotta do this, and I gotta hustle, and I gotta get the bag. Trusting the slowness and the pulling away from that, and that whatever that's leading you to, whatever that's pulling you towards, I know it's much slower, trust me, I've been feeling that energy. It's going to take off quicker. It's going to take off in a way that aligns with you far better than the path that you were trying to fit the square into the circle in, right? By having 4 and 5 jobs and hustling, being tired, and I gotta get this, I gotta do that, and that's what I'm saying here. So I feel like this is a message of you can slow down. Nothing's going to, like, we got you, nothing's missing you. This fear of missing out, like, it's still gonna be there. Your goals are your goals, like, you know. So I know that can seem like a contradiction, because I literally had a vision of somebody putting a toy car on the track and it just whoosh. But also that actually confirms it, because that's less work. That's less work. You just pick up the toy, you put it on the track, and boom, it's gone. Versus like some of you were trying to like build the car and like figure out, you know, like put all the pieces to the car together, versus like just picking up the car, having the car already made, pick up the car, put it on the track, and boom, we're gone. We're on our path. Like, you know? Okay, let's see what else. Ooh, wow. This is the first time this came out today. You have Burning Man with the number 26, or this can also be broken down to 8. It says collective power, supreme prayer, 3 of Cups, and celebration. 3 of Cups is Cancer energy in the tarot deck, and it's about celebration. It's about being with friends. It's another card about slowing down. Burning Man is also a festival where it's like a ritual festival where they burn. I know they burn a lot of effigies, but the last one is the wicker man, like the burning of that man, like a sacrifice. And it's like a new cycle, represents, you know, an ending and a new beginning. Okay. I feel like that also says supreme prayer too. I feel like for some of you, and it's represented by the number 8, and this just flipped over too. So I'm gonna take that. 8 is like infinity and something coming full circle as well. I feel like for some of you, there is something about like your career or your path that you really are about to step into. You know, you really are about to see a manifestation of that. So trust the slowness and the stillness. This is why I said it connects to that first message in the sense of um, you're in, you don't think that what you're in is supposed to look any different than how it's looking. That's how we get caught up and duped out of it, you know, out of the transition and the shifts that we're in, thinking that, oh, but I thought it was going to look like this, or I thought I was going to connect to this person and that's how I was going to get on, or no. Like, that's why I said the career message at the end was going to connect to that first message. Okay. um yeah. All right, the last one, last card says it's the number 2. I don't think we had the number 2 out here. No. It's the number 2. It says ancient amulets, fortune, protection, skills, and possessions. Did you have protection out here too? Yeah, you had security on the Banyan Blessings card. And what does that say? Yeah, that says skills and possessions. I don't know why this card, and it's the 2 as well, it always reminds me of the second house. Because the second house is also possessions and your skills, like what you can do and the things that you own. So yeah, I feel like, and especially for those of you who are entrepreneurs or you have a business or you're doing something yourself, if things have slowed down, you need to trust that shift. If you've been slowed down, you need to trust that shift. Most likely, those of you who have felt that, you were over giving, overextending, way undercharging, way undervaluing yourself. Okay, and that's why I said this connects to that first message of finally coming to the point where you're like, wait a minute. You know, you've gone through so much, you've experienced so much, you've, you know, had so many experiences in this thing, thinking you had to go outside yourself to get information that you weren't secure about, that now you're coming to the point where you're like, damn, I could have just went my way all along. Like, damn, my way was actually the better way. And I thought I had to go through this system and apply for that and do this and this and that. And so I think Spirit is slowing a lot of you down to actually realize that. Okay. But if you get caught in that energy, if you let it swoop you up thinking, oh, things are supposed to be moving differently for me right now. It's supposed to be quicker. It's supposed to be faster. It's not supposed to look like this, when this is exactly what the change looks like. This is exactly what it looks like. Okay, so I think that's everything. That is everything. I'm gonna close this energy out, guys. I have I'm not doing the all signs what to expect this week. Again, I have to honor just how I've been feeling. So this is how I was called to come and channel the messages for the week ahead, though. These still apply for the week ahead. But I do have the Leo new moon video coming out for you guys tonight at 7, I believe. I'm very excited about this because I did it a little bit differently. It still has some of the old format, still a lot of the old format in it, but I added more just of my creativity in it. So I'm excited about those, and just to interpret it in a different way that I hope will just help you guys to be able to apply it in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, see how these things are actually playing out, how the astrology is actually playing out in your everyday life and everyday scenarios, with your friends, with people you just observing, with the person at the grocery store. Like, it's in everything, you know, and that's just what I want to start to bring to my work, at least. So I'm excited about those. Y'all definitely let me know how they resonate for you guys. I'll timestamp this as best I can, and I will catch you guys very soon, next time that I'm called to come see you guys. All right, so y'all enjoy the rest of your Mars day, and I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button, do all the things, and I will see you soon. Till next time, bye.